I mean, you say that with some resentment, I think, but at the same time, I do think there's still some truth to it. You know, you'd like people to take pity on you for the tough times that have fallen upon you, but at the same time, I think you do still want to have the opportunity to come back to Toussaint and do what you can to live a quote-unquote normal life. Maybe we can figure out how to use said egg. Huh. Is this egg edible? We do put it in the food/potion slot. Okay. Is a consumable. Is this something that we want to make sure we are consuming when we're about to go into combat, or is this just a do it once, do it whenever type of thing, and it doesn't really matter? Hard-boiled fairy. Yeah. Yeah, eating a golden egg. I kind of just thought that it was going to be loot. You know, some kind of valuable golden item that you sell to vendors, and that was about it. Did not really think this was going to be something that you could actually eat, but it reminds me of, what was it, the special acorn that dropped from the tree at the top of Bald Mountain, and how I had given that to the farmers, or whoever the villagers were in the area, when you guys were saying, oh, but Lids, cool stuff happens if you eat it. And maybe it's something kind of like that. Just eat it now? Okay. Well, actually, we can do that here then. Okay, let's make sure we have it. And... oh, the other thing I want to do, though, maybe we do this first, is we did pick up... where was it? We did pick up the magic mushrooms. And like I was saying, kids, do not do this at home. This is... let me make this clear. This is a video game. Do not do this in real life. Drugs are bad, kids. But... okay. Our vision gets blurry. Anything else? I mean, this just reminds me of... we get a similar effect when we drink a bunch of alcoholic beverages, right? Similar idea. Basically just, you know, sticky, blurry screen either way. It's not like we're suddenly seeing unicorns or something. Wait a second. Carol does have some good resistance, that is true. If that were SYANNA who were trying to eat those, then might see a different result. Let's try, in that case. What happens if we eat a golden egg? Is it quite literally solid gold? In which case, that can't go down well. But, try, I guess? Acquired ability points. One available. Oh. Okay. Just a free skill point, basically? Looks like it. I wonder if maybe that was also what would happen with the special acorn. Let's see, so... I think the most recent thing that we were upgrading was protective coating here, because we only have level 1 on it. We do have it equipped right now. There's certainly a reason to upgrade this further. I think we'd probably go for that. Let's give it a shot. So this is giving us additional protection against whatever type of enemy we are using an oil from. And oils already give us 50% increased damage, which is huge. But add on 10% protection, and if we fully level this up, then I think it'll get up to 25, and that's a pretty huge difference maker, both offensively and defensively. SYANNA, yeah, maybe just, like, step away from the unicorn. And next on our list is, well, we have 2 more beans remaining. We have Long Locks, and we have the 3 bears. We have Grandmama's house. So I think we probably need to go over the river and through the woods. And if that's our big tower, I think that means that the marker that is more or less straight ahead of us on our minimap right now is the one that we saved for last. So that means the other two should be in this direction.
Do you like Anna Henrietta?
Do you jest? I adored her. My darling little sis. So adorable. So sweet.
Oh.
Yet when they banished me from the palace, she didn't so much as peek out of the window.
She might not have known. Maybe just couldn't.
And could she also not grant
She
me
just
amnesty
wasn't tall
when
enough
she
to
was
look out the window.
proud? Please.
Yeah, that is true. That's definitely a much harder case to be made. It's one thing if when she was a little kid, she didn't even realize that her sister was getting banished. It's another thing if, as a grown woman and as the leader of Toussaint, he did not do anything to bring her back. And now suddenly, well, I mean, she said she was long lost and what have you, but I don't know. I mean, she was in like a neighboring castle the whole time, or at least as of late was. So, really, was it really that difficult to find her? Did you really try that hard? You would have thought one of the first things you would do is, you know, knock on all the neighbors' doors and say, "Hey, by the way, have you seen my sister?" Okay, so I don't know which one this is going to be. Hello, this is Grandmama. Of course. Of course. Alright, now, are we just gonna chat with Grandmama? Oh my, Carol, what large glasses you have. Or is this actually gonna turn into a fight? Speaking of glasses, hello there.
Hello? Can we talk?
Schwumbotsch, my head! Damn it all! I swear that was the last time I drank with Redbeard. Oh, SYANNA, a bloody long time it's been. You've changed.
Whereas you, not at all, big bad wolf. Though it seems you've started running with the wrong crowd.
And who should I run with, eh? Thumbelina? One shot and she's under the table. But, what brings you?
Huh? It does kind of seem like maybe the Big Bad Wolf and SYANNA are old friends?
You could always have a drink with us.
Oh, what? No! Not on your life.
Oh, hold
I
on.
can barely stand, I'm so hungover.
You know what they say about the hair of the dog?
Out of the question. And why must you drink? Do you wish to drown some sorrow? And I don't mean to pry, but you don't look much like a young duchess to me.
They stripped me of my title and birthright, then banished me. A family spat, let's say.
Yeah, so maybe that means no drinking session with the Big Bad Wolf, but, by any chance, happen to know anything about, some magic beans that might grow gigantic beanstalk that allows us to get out of here?
Listen, looking for magic beans. Seen any?
I was given one for safekeeping, but...
Where is it? Talk!
Shh, not so loud.
Oh, I can be much louder than this. And resort to other means of persuasion.
Right there, the threats. SYANNA to a T. Listen, I exist to restage a fairy tale. If you want to play at it, I'll be happy to oblige. But it won't be easy. The thing is, Little Red Riding Hoods popped her clogs.
What?
1,000 times they cut my gut open, filled it full of rocks and drowned me in the river. So once you stopped coming, I decided to repay the little imp for all her loving labor. Who now wants at the bottom of the well, she and the hunter, which means we can't play, and I'm under no obligation to talk to you, not about beans, nor anything else. So leave me be. Sod off.
That didn't go so well. That is, definitely one prickly little wolf there.
Wolf's pretty cranky.
Surprised? Think about it. He was cast in the role of the Nemesis without ever asking for it. It's
Kinda
a
like
dog's
you.
life, I tell you.
So, what do we do now then?
So, what now?
Don't worry. I'll play with him. Or rather, play him. I just need that little red hood. The piece of apparel, that is. Not the poor girl's corpse.
Oh,
That's a relief.
good.
You wish to help me? Here's your chance. Jump in the well and fish it out. Well, chop chop.
Alright. If you say so. Okay, so,
Alright. Time to jump in the well.
Break
just
a
gonna
leg.
chill there. Yeah, see, this is not a situation in which you tell people to break a leg. This is a situation in which people will actually break a leg. But you know, certainly not the first time we've done this, so Geronimo. Okay. Let's see. Anything? Yes, there is definitely something down here. Oh, there's little Red Riding Hood's hood. Now, as for how we get out of here, that's the other question. I did not take the killer whale here. Don't know if we needed it, but we might be about to find out. Looks like we're doing okay. Based on how there's light up here, I would think we can probably surface. Yeah? Yeah? Think so? Looks like this is probably the best way out. And this random dude who's just walking around without any pants on, what's his deal?
Any luck?
Yep. Look what I got.
That would never fit you. Give it to me. How do I look?
Oh ho! Little Red Riding Hood. Round 2. Wouldn't even know. Don't know much about fashion. No, we are a very fashion-oriented Witcher. Thank you very much. We did not so long ago more or less just do a Witcher fashion show. So yeah, you know, I'd say not bad. Not bad at all.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Let's go see the big bad wolf.
Let me guess. You'll play the granddaughter.
Mm-hmm. And you, the hunter.
You again? I thought I was clear. I will not talk to you if little Red Riding Hood is not with you.
But, do you not see?
Not a problem. SYANNA can take her place.
What? Very well. It's not as if I can forbid you. Granddaughter, come closer, sweetie.
But Grandmama, what big eyes you have.
The better to see you is, my dear.
Granny, what big arms you have.
The better to embrace you is, my dear.
And Grandmama, what big teeth you have. Eh?
The better to eat you is, my dear.
Alright. Time to fight the big bad wolf. Who's afraid of it? Not I. Not I. Not gonna stop me from throwing on an oil, but we'll be fine. We'll be fine. I've gotta be at peace, right? Surely. Surely. Yeah, and the naked guy's the Emperor's new clothes? Okay, that does make sense. In that case, I must say, I love him. I love the Emperor's new clothes. That guy is, he's taken style to a new level. What is it that is technically supposed to be the go-to sign against werewolves? I don't remember. back here. Butterfly flying straight in our face. Usually they start healing once they get to low HP, but not this time. Practically fall into the well.
Remember what Joss said about the red bean? A human has it, and he definitely didn't swallow it.
Oh.
Gotta open his belly.
Oh, really? Oh.
Caps, fake teeth, a corkscrew. Ah, here it is. Red bean.
I saw him with the knife. I was like, is that really the
One
bean?
step closer to our
Did
goal.
you really eat that? I was like, yeah, this is pretty weird.
Now, I find myself wondering if you're just horribly discreet, or if those mutations completely scrubbed away your curiosity. Are you really not interested in what happened? In what became of me after they cast me out?
I mean, alright. I mean, if you're forcing us to, then I guess you can tell us. Definitely not one of the primary reasons why we chose to go this route anyway.
Well, since you brought it up, I'd gladly hear the rest. Let's see. They'd escorted you out of the duchy.
Yes, and the noble knights of Toussaint, I didn't stop until we reached the Ketdu wilderness. They left me there alone, without a copper, in a torn lace dress, right when the frosts were setting in. They assumed something would eat me, or that I'd do everyone a favor and die of hunger. But as always, I failed to live up to expectations. I wandered the woods for a week, went purple from the cold, gnawed the bark from twigs. Finally, I saw a light among the trees. A campsite. They were bandits, bearded, drunk, spattered with blood. I was sure they'd rape me or kill me. Or both.
Take it neither happened?
That's when I learned a robber and a murderer can be a better man than a knight in shining armor. They took me in, we set off for Nazaire, and I did what I could to repay them. I advanced in their ranks rather quickly. Eventually, I became their leader. Of the whole ragged band.
Say what? Sounds like you, got quite a thing going there in that case.
Should have stayed there, maybe.
I mean, that sounds like a little
Perhaps I
much.
should have forgotten
Maybe wouldn't go
everything,
that far, but...
started a new life. But you know what? There came a point when I thought, you wanted a monster. Then a monster you shall get.
Yeah, but, you know, is that really what you're trying to do here? Your objective is, I would think, your goal is not so much to prove people right. They don't make t-shirts for that. It's prove people wrong. That's what I would think you'd be trying to do.
Been through a lot.
I have. And throughout this time, my sister was stomping grapes and shagging minstrels on down bedding.
She wasn't the one to banish you.
And I'm not angry at her for that. I'm angry at her because she forgot about me.
That's fair.
Right. We've had our chat. Come.
She may not have been the one who initially banished you, but then again, probably could have done something to make sure that you would actually make it back. Huh. So we have gotten fake teeth, corkscrews, and bottle caps before. These ones have the actual crest markers on them. Those were the things that Geralt made mention of. They were in the big bad wolf's stomach, so that's presumably where those came from. Let's see. So, at this stage, we have 2 out of the 3 magic beans. We have the tower over there, and we have this spot in this direction that we've not yet been to. We know what that's going to be. I think that's going to be the 3 bears, because I'm guessing Longlocks is the one in the tower. And I see 3 indicators there. Perhaps those are the 3 bears. Yeah?
3 bears.
Right here, in fact.
3 beds, 3 bowls.
One a bit too big, the other too small. A third just right.
And SYANNA continues to wear the red robe slash cape and hood. It is extremely shiny. Wow. So, do we fight these bears? Because I feel like, given what happened with the 3 little piggies, it's probably how this plays out, right? There's also this other way in through that way, but I don't think that's gonna matter. Hey guys. Oh. What happened to Goldilocks, huh?
Blonde curls. Rest of the body's too mutilated. Hard to say anything.
She got what she deserved, as I see it. Always took what she wanted without asking.
No bean here. Gotta keep looking.
Alright, what about bean porridge? Oh, they do not like us taking their food. I suppose that makes sense. That is kind of why they, well, fought Goldilocks to begin with. I'll be curious to see where the actual bean is. See if it is possible to take it without actually engaging with them. Like, could you sneak up and take from this, maybe? Or do you just need to, like, pick the correct one first by coincidence? And I do like how there's the 2 grown-up bears, the mama bear and papa bear. Are they the same size? I imagine they're probably the same size. This one might be slightly bigger. That might be papa bear, but I'm probably just imagining that. And obviously there's bear cub. So that is clearly baby bear. The bears will attack you when you take the beans no matter what. Okay. Anyways. Papa bear down. Mama bear down. I'm sorry, baby bear, but I hate to break it to you. You're next. Actually hurt quite a bit. I was kind of assuming we could just wail on them and not have to worry about taking damage too much. Yeah, I thought I had turned off the fisheye a long time ago, because I remember someone was talking about it. That? I could try. Is it under options? Video, I think. Graphics, and then isn't there just something that said, no, not that. Thought it was under this. If not, I mean, we've been doing it for whatever the settings we did it up on, we've been doing for the past, like, you know, year. So, I think we'll be good. Oh? No beans? What? What? Did they just not have one of the beans? SYANNA, I hate to break it to you. We might just be a mindless bear murderer.
Only one bean to go. Concentrate, Geralt.
Because, see, the thing is, they're dead, but we didn't get a bean. Oh, ho, ho, ho. All right. Is there actually anything... What do we do with the four-leaf clovers? Are they technically an alchemy ingredient? Are they just junk? What category do they fall under? Because that would be cool. There's actually, you know, some form of luck they gave you. Can be sold to merchants or dismantled into crafting components. They are, it appears to be actually worth more than you would expect. A random plant to be, then again, they are, of course, lucky. Also, surprisingly heavy. For 5 little four-leaf clovers. Four-leaf clovers are, they're pretty tiny. So, it's a little concerning if they weigh that much. For their size, that would be pretty insane density. What are these? Are these more of the, these pixies? They keep on trying to mess with us. Oh, got Carol. Hey, Carol. Okay, ready for the first... I'm trying for the first time ever to actually use Ren. Maybe this is not the right enemy to be doing this again. But I quite literally have never actually used, or at least never knowingly used the Ren ability because I just so often go with fast attacks and fast attacks only. There's lots of four-leaf clovers, actually. So yeah, I thought, you know what, maybe for once we actually make a committed effort to making that happen. But, as you can see there, no, the Pixie had other ideas. Not this time, they said. That's true, there are more stories than there are beans. There are definitely more stories than there are beans. And make sure that we explore around the tower before we actually go in. Have we been around this area at all? Is this kind of looks like the place where we saw the boy who cried wolf? Yeah. This is just a slightly different angle that we're coming from here. But otherwise, four-leaf clovers? Thought I saw something there for a second. Four-leaf clovers? Where are they? Where are the four-leaf clovers? That's SYANNA. On a fourth. Don't. Come on. I saw them. Saw them. There they are. Yes, like if we pick up a bunch of these, it's actually gonna be kinda crazy how heavy they're gonna get, I think. At least for the relatively small quantity that we have. See the markers on the map. There we go. Like now we have, I don't know how many, a decent number. With 31 four-leaf clovers, and they weigh almost an entire weight unit. They are, well, like, maybe a third of a sword at the moment. Are 31 four-leaf clovers, which, you know, would in real life weigh so little that you would not even notice the weight at all when you pick them up. Just a little odd is all. Just a little odd is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Okay. So, have we done all the stories except for the Magic Tower? Let's see. So if there are 5 stories, we did the Girl Who Sold Flint was 1. We did 3 Little Piggies was 2. Big Bad Wolf was 3, and then Goldilocks and the 3 Bears was 4. So yeah, I suppose that does mean this is perhaps the 5th and final. Make sure we look around a bit here first. Like, what is that?
Will-o'-the-wisp. Think it's got something to show us.
Careful. It's not to be trusted.
Okay. Sure, she says. Geralt, don't trust the floating inanimate object. I guess it is technically animate. Okay, you got me. Where are we going?
Knight's strange.
Oh.
Doesn't look like he's out of any fairy tale I know. Wonder how he got here.
In past times, Henriette and I would occasionally run into them here. You see, knights errant far outnumber princesses in the real world, so some knights would sneak into the playroom, then into this land, in search of their fairy tale damsels. That's all.
Only to be shredded to bits by a swarm of pixies. Irony's delicious.
That's one way to put it. Didn't they need a password to get in here, though? I mean, not only did they sneak into the palace, into this specific room, steal your book, but they also knew the password. That just feels like that's a lot of steps they'd need to take to make that happen, and, call me a skeptic. Vids? And Toussaint armor, relic rarity, all of it, and that does make us very encumbered. We did not really make a point of selling everything before we got here. It was perhaps something we could have done a little bit better. This is extremely heavy, though. And we could probably dump it. Let's see, it's basically just like a better version of that stuff. I'm pretty sure that we can find Toussaint Knight, or so many versions of Toussaint armor, Toussaint Knight armor, Toussaint Ducal Guard armor, Toussaint Knight Tourney's armor, Toussaint Ducal Guard Captain's armor. Everything has to have Toussaint in it somewhere. But I think this is a type of armor that you can buy and sell. Well, obviously sell, but you can buy it from vendors in the village, in the city. So it's not like this is the only place you can pick it up. The sword, though. The sword might be one of a kind. Whoa, that's a lot of damage there. And also 20% side intensity for every side. So, what do we think about that? The base damage is very nice. It's base level 52. Compared to ours is only 39? Our current sword? I mean, we didn't get that long ago. That was still blood and wine. So the base damage is what? That's like 33% higher, 25% higher if you're looking at that. Well, I guess it depends which end of the range you're looking at. But it is pretty significant. The question is, since we are primarily a crit build, does that crit chance and crit damage bonus actually still outweigh the extra base damage you get from this weapon? Because honestly, it might. Also, of course, we have Severance, so this sword is enchanted. So it's not an exact like-for-like comparison in that way either. It also, the Teshmutna's Steel Sword does have that additional ability where killing opponents restores some vitality. It's 1% for each element of the set, and we only have one element of the set. So it's only restoring 1% vitality for every kill, but I mean, when we're in a crowded fight with lots of enemies in it, that does... It's not a huge factor, but it's something. Really? This is the only place you can find this armor? I thought it looked familiar. It is very, very gold. I think either way, we probably drop this. Because that way we definitely still have the, we're below the weight limit. This is heavy armor, so I don't think we're ever going to actually use it. Oh, it's a lot of vitality. It's a whole lot of vitality. And then just high base armor, because, again, it's higher level, and it is also a heavy armor. So, cool. We got the chance to pick that up for sure. And reason to make sure that we explored around the tower before we actually went in. Let's poke around a little bit more. Like, what is that?
Recognize it? Once upon a time, a terrible dragon attacked Vizima. It took a clever young opener to bring about its defeat.
Right. Every now and again, some village idiot tries to imitate him, and I gotta come in to clean up the mess.
I mean, is that a dragon that attacked Vizima that we had any involvement with? Back in The Witcher 1, we did actually happen to fight a bunch of draconids that were a little bit of ways from Vizima, in the swamp area in and around it.
Just one thing in its gut. A half-digested sheep, stuffed with tar and sulfur. Of course, but no bean.
Does that not disgust you, poking about in a rotting corpse?
Compared to the time I fought a Zeugl in Vizima's sewers, this...
That I remember.
Never mind. Don't feel like telling that story again.
Okay. Anything else? I mean, we gotta check under the bridge. We've got to check under the bridge.
Bridge. Red pepper underneath.
What? There's enemies up here now. Are they pixies? They are pixies. Ow. Like this situation just screams, whirl. But at the same time, we don't have any adrenaline points at the moment. And they just would not stop knocking us down that area. Okay, just just whirl and hit stuff. Are they dead? I think they're dead. No! How could you? They killed the goose. They killed the goose. No! We should have saved her. We could have done it. We could have protected her. But also, what was the deal with this thing? Is that just a reference to a fairy tale that I don't remember? I was a little bit distracted by the pixies that were overhead at the time. I kind of assumed that it was tied to them, and that maybe we were supposed to fight those enemies first and then go down there and only then would we get the full story. I'm so ashamed. I'm so ashamed. We should have been better. We should have protected you. Alas, we have failed. It is a sad, sad day. SYANNA, would you like to say any words? SYANNA? SYANNA? Alright. Anyways, SYANNA's too busy chilling under the bridge. Anything else around the tower? So that's where the houses got blown in. That's the tower itself. Anything on this side, though? At least pixies, yes. Come on, hit something. May the world never end. Oh, you're still alive. I wish the pixies at least dropped something. So we checked the end of the rainbow. Does look like we might be able to climb up the tower that way. But before we do that, let's just be a little more thorough. Anything under this bridge? No? It is actually... Okay. Oh, and it was a chili pepper! Of course it was! Okay, I mean, for what it's worth, there's probably a 50% probability
Indeed.
that whenever we check stuff under bridges, I reference that song.
What Joss said about the third.
And that is the maybe one of the few times I didn't do it.
Old farmland somewhere deep beneath the ground. Yes, this must be it. Let's go.
Not yet, not yet. But yeah, so for what it's worth, and for those of you who have been watching the full Let's Play, you know, I've made the reference before. It's a sorry game. I beat you to the punch.
In the past, but I don't see it anywhere.
We'll find another way up.
Oh, the bridge got destroyed. But yeah, like I said, it looked like there were a series of rocks we could potentially go through a skip, hop, and jump. Make it to the top. And I think we have basically gone around in a full circle here. That's just the loot that we dropped previously. So I think we have now, or maybe not gotten absolutely everything, but we've got a lot here. There's perhaps one more thing. Animals stacked on top of each other, you say? In and around the tower? Or is it in a different direction? Is it Billy Goat? Hold on. Billy Goat is wearing a kilt. This is also probably a reference to something, but I don't remember what it is. Yeah, and the Chili Peppers one, I think what threw me off was that or at least the reason why I didn't immediately recognize it was, one, I didn't hear what the girl said because I was focusing on the combat music that was starting and the swarm of enemies that were starting to approach us. And also, I assumed it was directly tied to a fable and not a pop culture reference. I guess fables, you could say, are pop culture references, but they're like folk references, not references to, alternative rock band music from the late 90s, early 2000s. Here's Puss in Boots. Yep, he has a hat. He has the boots. Does he have a sword? He's not have a sword. I don't think he has a sword. Anything else if we go further in this direction? Mostly just a wall of flowers. And in theory, some four-leaf clovers here. Near the bears is where we might have the last thing. Okay. Could also theoretically sell some stuff to the girl who sold Flint. That could be a way to lower inventory weight a bit. This is where the pot of gold was. Bears are a little bit further in this direction. I am curious, because we have picked up several rounds of the four-leaf clovers. Just how heavy are they getting at this point? It could get pretty absurd. We have 64. It's going to weigh about a 1 weight unit. Yeah. And again, we don't really know what that actual unit is. Kilos? Is it pounds? Is it something entirely different? So that does make it a little bit hard to gauge what the actual weight is, but also what we can do is we can at least compare it to other things that have the same units. And so, like I was saying earlier, swords, there are some swords that are roughly that same weight. So for us to have roughly a sword's worth of weight in just four-leaf clovers, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. Okay, so now we should be getting kinda close. We'll have where the goose was, just right here, and then the three bears were more or less right next to that. Or actually, Big Bad Wolf, and then the three bears. Or, yeah. So I think probably at the very least want to keep our eyes peeled now. Yeah, this... Oh no, these were the bandits, which... I forget which one that was actually tied to. Don't think... Oh, the goose, obviously. It captured her. Anything else? So this is the Big Bad Wolf. And that means now around here, get more four-leaf clovers. And then somewhere in this area between the Big Bad Wolf and there we go. What do we have here?
Stacked atop each other. What was the tale called again?
The musicians of Blaffican.
Oh?
You've some link to the town as well, don't you?
Mm-hmm. But my tale's not much like this one.
Can we interact with them? Whoa!
Call me cruel.
I just wanted to see if we could pet them. Is that so cruel? I just wanted to see if we could pet them. That was all. Alright, and in that case, I believe that means The only place where we have left to go is this here tower.